When we teach people to think about what does a great goal look like, we use the acronym SMART, S-M-A-R-T. And it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time sensitive. And we use that to define what a great goal looks like. Specific. Goals that are too vague are virtually worthless. Defining your goal with absolute clarity enables you to identify the steps needed to achieve this goal. So if your goal is to exceed your quota by 20% this year, then you start to visualize what you need to do to make this happen. Next, it has to be measurable. You see, metrics enable you to monitor your progress. Measurements allow you to predict if you're likely to achieve your goals, and if not, they force you to reevaluate what you're doing and course correct. Next, goals have to be achievable. Your goals have to be challenging but attainable. Reaching the goal may take many preliminary steps, but they are within your capabilities if you've thought out what can be done, not what you have done, not what someone expects you to do, but what can you do? Realistic means that you can actually reach the goal within the time frame that you decide and with the skills and resources that you have or that you can obtain. Too many people settle for much less than what they are capable of accomplishing. This cannot happen to you. You'll have to achieve to your capability, not to someone else's expectations. Now, lastly, these goals need to be time sensitive. There needs to be an endpoint. The time frame helps us create a sense of urgency. So, let me give you some idea of how goals can make a difference by telling you a story. This is a story about Olivia and her two friends who are rock climbers. And it illustrates the difference that these SMART goals can make and why all parts are needed in order to be successful. The three friends installed a rock climbing hangboard to practice pull-ups. And what they wanted to do was to improve their grips before their next rock climbing expedition. That was their goal. They spent 2 hours installing it. But what they found is that they weren't meeting their goals. So that they learned that on an average day, one person might do one pull-up. What happened though was all that changed dramatically when they added metrics, when they actually kept score on a blackboard. They could then visually see what each person accomplished. Now, the result was 6 days later, Olivia went from doing one pull-up a day, if she was doing that, to doing 50 pull-ups in 6 days. What they found was this visual opportunity would motivate each other. They found a system that worked for them. Now, what we have to do is limit the number of goals that you set. We have, as humans, limited resources. We can only focus on achieving a few things at a time. My advice is limit your goals to 1 or 3, maybe 4. But also have some sub-goals and multiple steps already identified that it takes to achieve this goals. But if you have exquisite clarity about what you want to accomplish, that's the first step. Just make sure that those goals are SMART.